Good morning, Twin Towers. Today is Wednesday, May 20th. I hope you're all having a great week so far. It's amazing to think that it's been over 2 months since we've been in the building. And so, with that being said, one of the biggest challenges that I've seen talking to parents, talking to students, teachers, and also just reflecting on my own time is building a routine. It's really easy to get overwhelmed and overworked if you don't have one. In fact, I find myself like that gentleman over there with his head, hands on his head, completely overwhelmed if I didn't have my routine. Also, building a routine is not just a way to help lessen feeling overwhelmed, but also allows you to do the things you want to do, like play video games or go on Zoom chats with your friends or just kick back and relax. But if you don't have one, it's really hard to be able to manage both the work aspect of your day and the play aspect of your day. So I know Miss Adoma did share a lovely video on Monday where she outlined her routine. So I'm going to kind of build upon that and provide some pro tips that can help you build a routine and stay focused. Before we begin, though, I wanted to share a quick quote that I think is really powerful. This is by a gentleman by the name of Tim Ferriss, where he said, "If you win the morning, you win the day." And I find this so impactful, especially when building a routine, because if we're able to tackle that morning, which is only a few hours when you think about it, you're able to take that success and continue throughout your day and be successful. Whereas if you kind of slog in the very beginning of the morning, it's really challenging to pick it back up. So, three things that I think about this quote. I think about waking up bright and early as if you're going to school, being ready and prepared for the day. That means getting dressed, eating your food, being prepared, and then build upon your successful morning and don't let it just die down. Again, it's really easy to just let off the gas pedal and then coast to the rest of the day. But if you don't do that, then you're going to be really hard for you to be able to manage both what you have to do for work and then what you want to do for fun. Speaking of people who are winning, I want to just make a shout out to several scholars from each team. These teachers on the team felt that these fine scholars really exemplified what it meant to have a schedule and a routine, and they were present and they were able to be active consistently throughout the last few weeks of online learning. So why don't we start off with Mount St. Mary? We have Thomas R. and Belinda S. For Cortland, we have Adalise G. For Albany, we have Daniel Z. and Brianna M. For Albany, for Penn State, we have Melissa N. and Maritza R. And for Oneonta, we have Ximena O. and Joelle M. For Concordia, we have Caitlin E. and Alessandra F. And then again, we had a couple of teachers who felt compelled to just make a shout out to some really all-star scholars. So we have Mrs. Ball and Mrs. Doucette wanting to make a shout out to Devontae L., Jacqueline G., and Andrew G. Mrs. Sweeney wants to make a shout out to Amir M. Mrs. Ambrosino wants to make a shout out to Jonathan R. And Mrs. Tobar and Mrs. Shalaba want to make a shout out to Armani S. So great job, ladies and gentlemen, for really doing the best you can, building that routine, staying active, and being consistent. That's really what we have to be able to do to be successful during this time. So let's talk about pro tips on how to build a routine. There are a few that I think are really powerful. And one I think is very obvious, and that's using a calendar, specifically using a Google Classroom calendar as a way to track what classes have assignments that are coming up, what's due, and that way you can look at it on a Monday and really plan out your week. It's a great way to figure out which days are your heavy days, which days are your light days, what time you should be getting things done, and so on and so forth. The second is setting small, achievable goals. I've heard students, staff members, parents, and so on talk about setting these really large goals, which seem great at first, but are really impossible to complete on a consistent basis. And so setting a goal for yourself of completing all of your math work on Monday, so you have the rest of the week free, might not be the best goal. But saying that you're going to do one activity a day for math seems much more manageable. And the third, which I think is really important, is reward yourself for staying on track. It's okay to give yourself a high five, a pat in the back, taking a little bit of a break, as long as you meet your goals. And that's why I think it's really powerful that if you use your Google Classroom calendar, you can set these goals and then provide that reward for yourself, because you all deserve it. And it can be challenging at times to stay focused on track, and you have to recognize that success. I hope all these tips were helpful for you. I know they're helpful for me. If you have any more questions or concerns about any tips, please shoot me an email or Miss Adoma an email, and we'll get back to you and kind of help you build those routines up. We also want to hear from you, though. We do have a Flipgrid that's up and ready. If you go to the details on this YouTube video, you'll be able to click on the link and share videos. We love to hear what you all have to say about building routines, about how you're feeling during the week, what kind of advice you can offer to us and other folks. And if we see it, we can share it. Again, I want to just let you all know that myself, Miss Adoma, the guidance team, your teachers are always available. So please email us with any questions or concerns, and we look forward to speaking with you virtually. And so have a great midi week, and I'll see you all later.